Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Way Up Trading. Today we're going to be going over AMC as we head into earnings on Wednesday, the November 6th date, one day after the election. Should be a wild week coming up straight ahead. As you can see, things have been going really crazy with the market overall. AMC's been able to hold up with the market moving up and down, sideways, left and right. We're going to take a look at the stock a little more in detail to see what we can expect on the short term, as long as we don't get hit with a okey doke situation. I think we're still in good waters here. We'll dive into the charts and see what we got coming up in the next couple of days. Gonna do all that and more right after this.
What was it like being attacked by a werewolf?
About the same as having your money in the stock market these days.
All right, we're going to take a look at the chart here on the more recent time frame. Hopefully you guys caught the last video, which is a pretty extensive one on AMC, going over pretty much everything from the top to the bottom and what I expect going in the long term. We're not going to really recap it too much here. We really want to concentrate on what it looks like going into earnings this week. But as a quick recap overall in the macro triangles, basically this is the overall setup. You can see we had it bounce off of the long-term downtrend from back when we started the stock out back in 2016 and bounced out. We are currently within this blue shape, which we have recently broken out of, which was the downtrend from the Judge Zern decision. Things bounced off, got the squeeze back in May, and we have recently broken out of it and have now continued to hold this nice uptrend outside of that downtrend area. So we're looking really good overall. Definitely want more insight on what we can expect going forward throughout the entire chart. I want the longer one. Check out the last video we posted. It's about 45 minutes long, so I know it's a little bit more extensive, but just a quick brush over on this. The new trajectory so far is holding up pretty strong, which has an uptrend that rises all the way back up toward our top of our playing field, which is pretty much the inbounds area back roughly around $10. And we could most likely be making our way back up toward all-time highs over the next several years. All right, not several, but a few years. All right, not too long. We've been here long enough. However, the opportunity to the upside from here, based off of these higher lows, is looking fantastic. The only thing right now that's standing in the way from us being able to continue this uptrend is going to be the earnings report for the new quarter. All right, this is going to be this location where we need to have continuation based on this uptrend to start to see those higher numbers. Right, this is the first time AMC has had a higher low on the weekly chart since way back probably in January 2021. All right, that's the last time you ever got a decent uptrend on this particular stock. This has been on a downtrend ever since. Small likelihood you can say there was a couple of opportunities that were slightly higher lows way back when, probably between December 2022 and roughly about July 23. But that was obviously false. The downtrend didn't continue, and we had several halts that would generally keep us downward. So this is the first real sign of life on the stock, breaking the downtrend and showing us a new trajectory, which can take us back to all-time highs over the next little bit. All right, guys. So do want to point that out so we at least have an idea where we stand. But let's take a look at the playing field and also the chart patterns that we're dealing with on this thing. We know as well that we have been in the descending broadening wedge that has been playing out for quite a while now. All right, this was now the drop down now into the more recent locations. We're moving closer, which has created a wedge that has broken out over the last couple days, including Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The AMC stock has been moving pretty consistently to the upside after holding up above that money line that I have down here at 426. All right, we have officially again broken out of the triangle. All right, broken out of that, and now we're starting to make our way back up. Over the last couple days on the 4-hour chart here, we have broken out, come back down, and retested. All right, that is a fantastic sign. We have retested the outside of the triangle, and it'll continue to push up. We had a high the other day, roughly about $4.63, $4.64. Fantastic move off of that breakout, and AMC has been climbing ever since that 404 mark that we called out. Has obviously climbed up roughly about 15% before retracing slightly, and now looking for the continued push on the next move, again lining up perfectly with the earnings report that comes out on the 6th. There is the idea that the earnings should be pretty positive this month. Hopefully things do line up with the chart, because the chart has an upward trajectory, which is all we want to really see. We do need to have the news follow up with what's going on. Obviously we do have the market against us currently, with all the volatility that's going on in the with the election and stuff like that currently. So it is something to pay attention to. However, we do have this look, which looks fantastic. I mean, this looks like a great opportunity for an entry right here back at 442. It would have been an opportunity to catch the upside move going into earnings if anyone was looking to do so. But let's take a look at a couple different key indicators that we like to watch, and most important ones I do like to follow are going to be the ones I probably talk about a lot. You guys may most likely probably hear me mention them. Are the creek lines. All right, this is a creek line finder that was put together by my good guy over here back in the Discord, my man John. Appreciate you, John, if you're watching the video. This is a finder. This is basically showing us where the creek lines lie on multiple different time frames, and the ones that we actually recently broke after the push the other day, we have retested. You can see how accurate they actually wind up playing out. All right, these blue lines are where we have been able to break through. Once you broke through them, you push up, you push down, they act as support, lining up very perfect with the downtrend. And now you're trying to break this 2-hour creek. This is the 1 hour that caught the first move. We're at 2-hour creek, which is roughly at about 452, which should break. Once it breaks, we should be able to start our move up toward the 4-hour creek, which is at 472, 473. As days go on, these do move lower. And our next target from here is probably somewhere around the 492 mark, which is a very big area to get towards. And we'll actually pull that up in just a few minutes here to confirm it. All right, so taking a look here at the 4-hour, just doing a quick fib retracement from the recent high down to the more recent low, which is roughly around 404. You can take a look and see that we have this setup here, which is looking like a ascending broadening wedge, which is a slight bearish setup, right? It's a slightly bearish setup. I do believe we're going to probably go and hit this area here, which is the creek line I mentioned before, roughly around 472. We'll probably slam into that to see what happens next. That might happen most likely by Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if we do hit that area, come back and retest a 0.5, possibly slightly lower before bouncing back. I expect buyers to step in here and try to get us at least to the 707 in this range. Now, this is probably where we're going to wind up before getting pushed back down. Now, it's a possibility. It all comes down to what is said, in my opinion, on the earnings report. All right, this is going to be really important at this particular stage. All right, if we can get above the 707, we'll start making our way most likely towards about the $5.10 range. Very, very big area in this situation. If we can get above this creek line, which is a 6-hour creek, all right, if we can do that, we'd be well on our way, in my opinion. That's the major one. All right, that's what we need to get above. If we do continue to follow this trajectory, that will be the one to break. However, again, this is a bearish setup for the time being, and reason being is as you move up in this type of a pattern, you're generally seeing a lower volume push back up. Look, if you notice here on the volume situation, the volume indicator at the bottom, we got nice volume stepping up as price was rising. We came back on a retest, but so far the volume is not matching this push to the upside. So we are getting a little bit of resistance here in volume. We need to see volume increasing, which again is probably going to be held for what we can expect going into earnings. So they're going to probably try to sideways trade this thing for a little while longer. We won't see heavy volume, which means that we'll probably have a little bit of a sideways deal until we get some news, and that's when it's do or die, right? Either we're going to break through this thing, which again the chart looks bullish in my opinion to the upside. There's only one man. You guys know him and love him. Mr. AA, right? If he says anything that is remotely related to anything that has to do with dilution or anything at this particular stage, it's not going to look great. All right. We also have the secondary issue that we have with the market being a little wild right now. We saw what the VIX did. You saw that 2% drop on the entire SPY, the entire market. You know, we're in a very, very interesting spot. And we actually mentioned this the other day on the live streams that we do every day. Check out some of those live streams. We're there pretty much every single day between 10:30, 11 o'clock to about noon, lunchtime, Eastern. Check those out. We do discuss those, and we were able to actually pinpoint some of the moves that took place in the SPY and the market prior to them actually happening. And the market looks crazy. I mean, it looks like it's ready to start the downtrend. However, it's all happening right when AMC and GME are ready to make their move back up. Go figure, right? But in this particular case, once again, these are the areas you're really looking for, is to, again, hold above this area as we move up in this bearish ascending broadening wedge for the time being until we get some news, which hopefully is positive. If we can get the push, again, we'll break the 6-hour creek, which is up here at roughly about, it's actually at $5.12. All right, $5.12, and then from there we can start making our way. If we do not, and if there is some bearish news that comes out of this, all right, I do have to give you the downside potential. It is in a spot where it's crucial, right, to have some sort of news that is going to be conducive to this thing moving in the right direction. All right, if we can move to the right direction, the trajectory is solid, and we should be making our way up towards those numbers we talked about earlier. If we do not, and there is bearish news, there is a slight possibility based upon what is said in that earnings call, which will cause us to lose this uptrend. Right, that we do not want. You lose 426 in this situation, you can come down pretty hard. So this is a very important spot. We do have to keep in mind this is not something that hasn't happened before. All right, this is not something that hasn't happened before, where we had back in December 2021, 2020, right? If you look at this area here, you had this move up and then you had to move back down. It lost a slight uptrend back in 2020. Right, so that's something to be reminded of, or at least something to think about, right? Because it doesn't have to exactly rhyme with exactly what took place back then, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. There was an uptrend, it ran up, came down. That would absolutely suck. Doesn't have to repeat, but so far so good. It's again, only one man in one situation that could really change the deal. Hopefully that's not the case as we're in this position to continue to move up to the upside. If we get the moves that we want to see, if we get the news that we want to hear that would actually increase the volume, which so far the volume actually looks really good in the stock, right? I can't really complain. It's just this area is being held pretty hard in order for us to not, I guess, preemptively move above where we need to be based upon how the market feels about the stock right now. So you can see CNK running. We talked about also on X. We mentioned IMAX. IMAX is doing really well. Had a 11% day the other day. Like, the sector is ready to go. Right? We all know the sector is ready to go. It's been like this for quite a while. We just need to see the follow through, and the only thing that's going to actually do that for us is going to be a news report or something around their earnings, or something that shows that the debt is removed. Hoping there's some more details on what's going on with the new revenue ideas for the company. If that can line up with what's going on in the chart, that would, in my opinion, confirm the reversal. And then everything after that is all buying pressure, guys. I mean, it'd look amazing to the upside. I think it'd be a nice year going forward. So with any bullish news that comes through with the earnings report, this is either going to be the situation. It's going to either be bearish or it could be bullish. But if it's bullish, we'll make that way again towards breaking this area and getting us about $8. Right, that would make a lot of sense within the next couple of weeks. Breaking out of this downtrend into this wedge, out of this wedge, and getting ready to try to attack the double-digit area, all right, over time. If it is bearish, we got to keep in mind, if there is any bearish news that comes up, we're probably going to reject and then come down to try to retest, probably somewhere down in the 1 and change area, $1.93 that we did not hit back here, all right, before bouncing out and then starting to make our way back up towards the top side, back into the playing field, breaking the descending broadening wedge and then pushing out. So pretty much it is going to be two scenarios. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's basically what we're looking like at the moment. It all comes down to earnings. This is going to be where everything starts, in my opinion. Either we're going to go up real hard and push off the downtrend, or continue the uptrend to the new trajectory, or we're going to come down. What is he going to say? We don't want any bearish news. We don't want to hear anything negative. I don't want to hear anything as far as share offerings. Not at this stage. Let the stock do what it needs to do. However, at this point, we are dealing with some things that are beyond our control, obviously, as it's been for quite a while now. So keep that in mind. But this is what we're dealing with right now. This is as far as the chart's concerned. Do keep it in mind going forward. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the video, guys. If you like videos like this, do hit the like and subscribe button. Join us on the way up. We're going to be here each and every day, growing our portfolios together, making the outcome income. Links are in the description for the Discord if you want to get down with us as far as the opportunities to take some trades, get a couple AI tools under your belt. Link in the description, as well as my Twitter link. Hit me up on Twitter, follow along there, and we're going to catch you guys next time, all right? Take it easy. Peace.